Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of my Desert China series. We are producing a second settler to have our second early settle, so unfortunately, the capital's kind of taken a back seat for the. It's a little thing I like to call short term sacrifice, long term gain. So hopefully that pays off in the end. Now, we did have a little bit of a mess over here, but as you can see, it cleared up. Scout actually get the survivalism buff. That doesn't really help healing inside the borders, but that's okay. We're not paying maintenance on him in the meantime. Heal him up a little quicker. Let's see here. Seek's a great writer. That's a little early. One with nature in the books. Nice. Okay. So he's going to come down here, work on that cattle. This worker will probably be for the new city, so we'll bring. Oh, there we go. That's the missing link. That's what we were missing. Okay, so I knew from the onset we would probably settle somewhere up here because we could see the cattle and then we can see the horse, we could see the mountain. But then when we found the natural wonder, it was pretty certain. We can see a city-states there. Oh, nice. Okay, so luckily stepping here meets them because that means he can come down here and get more visibility. So I'm still thinking settle right here. We still leave a good amount of tiles for the capital. We can buy this tile right away. We got another copy of luxury food. All right. So, anyways, we had a good idea. We're going to settle up there, but the one thing that was missing is a luxury of any kind. It's unfortunate that it's more copper, but we can work with that. All right, gold luxury is connected. This guy's heading up here to help facilitate the settle in case there's any complications. I do hope we're able to buy this before he. Oh, it's actually good that we saw his border grow. Oh.
So teach us to number our days. So
All right, calendar's online. I was going to say it's a good thing we saw his border grow because that means the governor does not prioritize a tile like this very highly. And so we will almost certainly have our settle down before that. All right, so this here is a problem. Let's move our warrior, see if we can get better eyes. Okay. So that's not the worst position for the camp because it's far enough away. Well, actually, if it was one tile closer, we would be able to make use of our bombard. And this is on a hill, so this is going to be pretty tough to clear, actually. Meanwhile, we already have a worker for up here, so when we come to settle, we're going to have 2 civilians. It'd really be nice to be able to keep the scout in the area. I'm going to defend up here. We are on rough. I don't like that we're as damaged as we are, but we are on rough, and we haven't used any of our mobility, so we get to properly defend. We should be able to at least take 1 hit, and that will actually get us a level up, so then we can have survivalism. I don't know. We'll step off if it looks like it's getting dangerous. Okay, tech-wise. Now, because we've been freezing the capital at 3 pop for our first couple settles, our tech is coming a little bit slowly. That will speed up once we nail Old Faithful, since it does provide 2 science per turn, which right now is 28% increase, which is still quite significant. But anyways, we do have to stick to the essential tech. So as much as I'd like to take masonry, because we do have stone in the capital, and we should be able to build stoneworks here, yeah, which is happiness and more hammers, the more hammers being good if we're going to be aiming for Petra. This guy does not have enough gold for our gold. So anyways, yeah, I don't think taking masonry is worthwhile. We do want to beeline to currency, so for now, well, let's stick with the essential text. It comes down to sailing and writing, in my opinion. Sailing because we do know that we're going to need a second trade route since both of our current intended expands. Pop 1 is working a no food tile, so we're going to have to use external trade routes to get them off the ground. Of course, then they'll be able to feed the capital right back, so, you know, it works out. We saw that last series when we were in a similar situation. So I think I'm going to go with writing. Notice it's 9 turns versus 10. I think that has to do with who else has researched what. So it could even be by taking this first, somebody else researches sailing, and then it's discounted to us. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I know I'm all along the right line there. And that'll help us get embassies, which might help ease some of the diplomatic penalties of expanding this early. If there is going to be such a thing. I know Sometimes they get building cities too aggressively. And I'll tell you what, in my experience, that's when they start declaring war. And we would like to avoid that right now. Alright, so we're in borders. Let's go ahead and heal up a couple turns. And then maybe what I'll have him do, because once the settler spits out, we can build another warrior here. So maybe I have this guy come up here and help this warrior. Because number one job is going to be get the city planted. And then that warrior should be freed up to play police outside. Alright, another friendship offer. That's very good. And it looks like he's interested in our gold as well. But he also doesn't have enough money. And Pachacuti still has not enough money. So we're going to ignore that. This is actually pretty good, because now this worker actually has something to do in the meantime. Not that pre-building a farm here is all that useful, because it's not fresh water, which means this will probably be one of the first tiles we plant a great person on. Alright, so there's a survivalism. His health looks decent. Like, we were tanking it before, and now he's at less health. We can defend up with survivalism, which means we'll heal more, and our combat strength will be higher next turn. Seeks a great profit and longs for culture, so this will be our ally at some point. Hopefully those overlap to a degree that we can make use of it. In fact, we have yet to get a religion, and then of course we're going to want to buy... Oh wait, no, the profit itself. Okay, so... And we're not going to be quite 15 turns away, because we do have another natural wonder soon to be in our borders. Okay. So let's head up here, and the nice thing is, if he survives this turn, then when the warrior comes here, then that brute has a flanking debuff, so that will make it even harder to kill the scout. So wow, that scout has really represented there. Alright, so we'll do this again, because he looks like he's holding. Okay, he looks like he's got enough gold now, and Pachacuti does not. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy off. At 4 gold per turn, it comes out to about 108, if I remember correctly. So, taking his full gold per turn, the remaining lump sum is quite literally the best we could have done in that situation. We are not in the bullying game at this point. Although I do worry that we're not going to be able to go for Hanging Garden simply because we're going to have to focus on military to some degree. We got camps all over. Settler. Okay, Warrior. I don't know, I lost my train of thought for a second there. There's no question Warrior is the next build. Okay, so this Warrior is healed up. We'll come over here for visibility. After the Warrior, we'll be building a caravan to start feeding Shanghai. So we'll need eyes on this alley, is what it comes down to. New. I always think it's funny when they ask for gold like that. Okay, so this guy's healed up enough. We could probably get back to scouting. He does have survivalism, so even in the event we make a mistake, he should be able to survive it. Since the settler's going to want to come up on the hill next turn, let's just get this guy out of the way. Nice. I was actually hoping that wouldn't kill it so that we could maintain possession of this tile. So that worked out. And he'll just... I don't think he'll attack now, but either way we want to be healed and have our combat strength up. Okay, so this should actually give this guy time to heal up maybe before the big fight. Yep. Okay, this worker's got a turn to go, so let's make sure we don't overlook that. Bam! Wine online. And he still doesn't have enough money. You need to get your bling game up there, buddy. Or something. Alright, so we find a continuation of the coast, more desert. It's actually unfortunate because that means all of this land will remain unoccupied for more or less the entire game, which means we're going to need to keep eyes on it or otherwise plan accordingly. Look at this. This is a very good arrangement. We already know this scout, even not defending, should be able to tank that. So we'll come here like this, and now he can defend on that hex, you know, making way for the settler. He can defend the worker. This is kind of what I was going for. So it's good to see that it worked out. Yeah, we're all friends. Everybody's friends. That's good. Okay, so, wow, we get that border just in time for our worker to come over and address it. So that's pretty nice. Since we have managed to sell off all of our existing horses, and it looks like Brazil would like our wine. So I will do that.
Olá.
Now, I know this looks kind of dangerous, but do keep in mind that Old Faithful provides 3 happiness, and we'll be working at it right away. And also keep in mind that because our settles are working natural wonders, they're not going to grow. So happiness will be just fine. Okay, keep on scouting. More coast. There we go. The warrior left us, which means he had to have gone here, which means the bombard will handle it. So we should be good to go here. Tell him to just wait a turn. Alright. Nope. Money game's looking real good. Money game's looking real good. Okay, what's going on here? We get copper online, and we get cattle online. Alright. Nice. Okay, so let's do this. The production focus, buy that tile, and look at that. We have enough left over to buy a granary. We're going to build the granary in this city, but I want to buy the granary in the capital. It's been lagging, and now we can focus on building the trade route now that we actually have the granary, so that's a way of speeding things up there. Heal, get started on the copper. Now, because this is going to be such an uphill battle, I kind of want these guys fully healed. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I wonder if this is where he was looking to settle originally. I don't want to get pinched, like if we come here and I settle and I get pushed all the way back. I've seen that happen. So, I mean, realistically, we got eyes around our settle. That's mostly what we were looking for. So we can kind of start heading this way. Okay. Yep, everybody's friends. Okay, just like that, it did in fact push us back. You know, I've noticed it always tends to push you back towards your territory, so it's totally possible that if we had ended up here, we would have gotten pushed right back to where we started. So this is at least somewhat progress. I'm going to take a turn to heal just because this guy's in the way. Let's see, warrior is done. So on to caravan, which it says it'll be done in 9 turns, and that's really nice because in 8 turns we'll have sailing. So, yeah. Alright. This guy has a promotion. This guy doesn't. So we'll move him into position to give him the flanking buff. He'll be first strike, and then he can take advantage of the flanking buff and the fact that he was weakened slightly. Okay, so we did a total of 45 damage. That's not quite half. We will need to heal up some more, or rather I would like to. So let's see. You can come down here, do the freshwater farm. This is hills, so he's going to keep working on the hills. Obviously, the desert ones are more important, but that still has yet to come up. So we'll have him do this. The freshwater farm. Okay, we do have another worker, or warrior, excuse me. And we mostly want him to be eyes for the alley here. Okay. Oh, unit needs... Oh, yeah, because we're 2 hexes away, we're going to have to manually input that command every single turn. Okay, writing is up, so we can do embassies. Let's do that wherever we can. Not as important there because we're already friendly with him, but not as so useful with him because we already know where he's at. Oh, propose, yeah. Alright. He only gets 1 city, so finding out where he is seems like it would be pretty handy. And him as well. Okay, so now we have a little bit better idea. I am kind of glad that the Iroquois are near near Poland, because they tend to go city, 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 and that will very likely upset Poland. So maybe Poland won't come after us for a change. Okay, lots of deer here. Is that what he chose? Ranged combat strat. That seems like a bad idea. Venice is indeed coastal, although this could very well be an inland body of water based on where he's located, but not necessarily. Looks like he's building Oracle? Is that what that would be? I don't know. And desert. Low production desert, though, so I'm not worried about competition for Petra there. Okay, good knowing all of that. Alrighty, so we got some promotions to hand out. Let's do that. That's, oh, both of these guys. That's nice. So we'll defend with them. Beijing grows. 10 and 6. 7 and 7. That's better. Okay, Sidon seeks a great general. That's not happening anytime soon. And 7 turns until sailing is finished. Nice. Okay, so this guy is free to continue scouting. Our other scout is over here. And as far as radius, this is the cloud nearest to us. And we do have border squeaking out there. So let us start heading maybe down this way. See if we can't meet who that is. I like that idea. Come up here, hill. Nice. Freshwater farm. Okay. And we'll just take a peek more to the south because we do know that camp's there. And then we can end up on this hill and we'll have a decent spread of visibility. You do the mine on the desert hill. Alright, now we can finally keep on scouting in the beyond him. More mountains. There are so many mountains on this map. It's interesting. Okay, so we went up there. Okay, I guess we hugged the city. Oh, nice. City-state border. Okay. And we will end up on the hill there. Okay. Oh, and we'll have to manually enter in this command. Just a couple more turns, though. It's annoying having to do that. I mean, I get why it does that, and I'm grateful that it does it on a meta level, but under these circumstances, obviously, he is just as safe as if a unit was over it. Alright, one more turn healing for both of them, and we should be able to get our next salvo in, and then finish it off the turn after that. You know what? I don't see a reason why not to just hop off like this. Keep some eyes in the skies. Cool. Alright, and we are on a hill, so we got some coastal visibility here that we got deprived of because he wanted to settle there. So, and in fact, all of this looks coastal. And it is tundra, so this is kind of like a corner of sorts. And with this camp here, it looks like coming down here. Maybe we can fit in between the mountain range and them. I don't know. We will see. Meanwhile, we do have a worker that's about to finish up. Oh, nope. I forgot the circle's red, so when it says 1, his command's already been issued. That will be next turn. Okay, Dundallo has completed Stonehenge. Okay, we will finish up the copper, and we will finish up the horses. Okay, so this is unfortunate. This is not a unit we can tank. It's ranged. So if he attacks us, we even just sitting there tanking it is a zero-sum game. He's got no promotions, so even though we're on rough, it would be nice at first, but I think one-on-one we would just outright lose. So let's come over here. With any luck, he wants to go to Ragusa. Best case scenario is if he comes for Shanghai, we tank it here where our bombard. Obviously, we would lose the horses, but speaking of which, it looks like somebody actually does want to buy one. He doesn't have 2 gold, though, so can we get away with that? We can. Nice. Alright, so yeah, like I was saying, I think best case scenario here is wine, tank on the wine. Hopefully he doesn't come for Beijing. But the way Beijing is shaped, it's kind of nice, right? Because this hill is like an outlier. So we'll have, you know, some sort of advanced warning. These guys are about to finish up here. In fact, I'll deliberately attack with the top one first. That way this one gets to keep as much of his health. And then we'll finish it off next turn with this guy. And that way this guy's got higher health and he can come down. Maybe defend Beijing. I don't know. Alright, let's go for landed elite. This food in the capital will help make up for the deficiencies of our early game. Bogota, that's not for us. Okay, so we are gonna go talk to what looks like Rome. You know what, if that is Rome, the fact that they're technically a neighbor of Poland might be useful too. It's unfortunate that their neighbor to the west is Brazil, because Brazil tends to be a little weak. And if Brazil falls, that means we could be next. So that's why I'm kind of liking here as a settle, because it's about as defensible as we can get here without being ridiculously... Because like here's not a bad settle. You get the deer and everything, lots of river tiles. But it seems like it would be a little exposed compared to that, based on current world geography. Okay. Looks like we will clear this no problem. Ah, it's so annoying. How does a boat zona control a land unit? Okay. So, encampment cleared for Zanzibar. So that's a bump in happiness, which is nice. It's going to be relatively short-lived, but... I didn't see this tile, so I don't know if this workers are gone. It doesn't look like it will be, but... and thankfully the geography of the city is such that being attacked from the east or the northeast, we'll have some warning. We'll have a tank, city bombard, so that's nice. Okay. Alright, so he's our friend now, and he wants to buy our copper. Is it in fact duplicate? It is.
Salute.
And 160 and 2 per turn comes out to 220. That seems better than average, so I will take it. And that brings our gold up to 372. So you know what? Maybe after this caravan we build the paper maker in the capital and we save this money to buy the second caravan. Because expediting the caravan means it ends sooner, which means it can reverse back on the capital sooner. I like that idea. Use are in my way, and we are at a slight deficiency, so we'll go ahead and heal up so as not to waste our movement. We might as well just pop up here, and he did not move. So what does that tell us? Well, I guess that would mean he's attacking somebody. Probably some other wayward scout got stuck. Which is unfortunate, because if I'm not mistaken, there's an archer in this camp. So if there is a scout stuck, it's ultimately going to get decimated. But for now, it looks like the hand axe is distracted, so that works out for us. Alrighty, we got to maintain a 3-ring radius here because of that archer there. And we succeeded in doing that, so we pass our turn. Grab a little coffee, keep the back of the throat warm. Alright, so he would like... Actually, before I get into that, I noticed we had workers that we're going to finish up. That's not a luxury, and that does not affect the economy in any way. 1 and 2. Yeah, it might actually be the citizen that grows as the hammers needed to finish that off. So we might have a new construction project next turn at the same time we get growth. You still willing to do full value? You are. Okay. I should have actually done 2 for 3 there just to squeeze him out of all of his money, but whatever. Alrighty, so let's see what's going on here. Step. Ooh! Something's fighting back. I want in on that. Uh-oh. Alright, so if they're attacking that camp, I would assume that means they're trying to settle up here. What is this? That's pyramids, right? Yeah. Yeah, too soon for Chichen Itza, even on Immortal. So yeah, hopefully they attack across the river, kill this guy, and I can leapfrog and try to figure out what's going on down here, because we would be okay with only 3 cities, but I mean, look at all these hills. We really should have 3 cities feeding the capital if we get Petra. And like, all of our good settles are actually kind of closer to him than it is to us. So yeah, I definitely want to try and get in on that, see if we can't prevent that, because you guys can tell me what you think, but his presence there suggests to me that he's looking to expand there. So it'd be nice to be able to prevent that. Alright, so if that warrior's heading south, this warrior can fill in the gap, like kind of like a backfill. And since we got Zona controlled, we land on this hill perfectly next turn, so I guess it wasn't a problem, because it was just how it would have gone either way. Let's heal up in our borders on the copper just to keep our assets safe. And go. Let's see what happens. Nice. Okay. Alrighty, and the Iroquois have finished a great library. That kind of makes them more of a target. Camp is in fact gone. Alrighty. So these guys will probably spend their time healing up, which means they won't get in our way as we head south trying to figure out what's going on down there. I think I would like to get them online first. We're not selling off the ones we got, but nevertheless, just in case. Because it's going to be a minute before we grow. Okay. Let's move this guy here and just double check. We just had eyes on this, so we know there's no barb camp there. It is in fact safe to send this over to Shanghai. Alrighty. And let us now choose to build the paper maker. We are behind in science. As much as I would like to build a settler right now, keep in mind our previous settles were premature, and we do not want to, especially if we're going to deprive Brazil of a expand down here or beat them to it. We don't want them saying, oh, they're expanding too aggressively and then war us, because our military is not ready for that. So I'm going to try and take it slow here. We'll do it like this. What we can do though is 8 and 7, 6 and 9. Alright, so we'll grow to 6 pop in the capital, and then we'll just, you know, straight up production hammer that home. And next turn we're going to have sailing online. We got the gold, so we'll just buy the trade route that's going to feed Guangzhou. Okay, hills can come over here and keep working on hills. And you know what? Since this guy is going to come down here and keep working on freshwater, we're going to name him Dougie Fresh, because he's focusing on the freshwater. Because basically right now we've got the 2 workers in the capital. He's doing all hills, he's doing freshwater. So yep, we got hills and Dougie Fresh. That's how it's going to be. Okay, so we are able to continue south. Wouldn't have wanted to come here, but it does give us visibility here, which is nice. No camp there. We get to see the pocket in the mountains. Next turn, hopefully we can land here, get visibility there, and then go meet what appears to be Rome.
He who commands
There is sailing, there is our prophet. And indeed, we are first religion. Nice. That's quite the payoff, right? Because if we ended up getting second, third religion, then maybe it wouldn't have been worth all that we did so far. But it is. So, anyways, sailing's online. Let's buy that caravan. That frees up the capital to do more empire-centric things, because our science has been lagging. Actually, both things contribute to science. It's just... Anyways, don't need to explain that. Alright, Taoism. Of all these symbols, I like that one best. We are first, so we know tithe is available. And because we're banking on Petra, I want to go with religious community up front. And it's not just for the capital. It's also because in our expands, we have to work a natural wonder, so we're going to have lower pop. If that pop is producing more hammers, all the better. And then this city down here, wherever we settle it, is going to be low on production as well, high on growth because a lot of river tiles. And yeah, we're kind of counting our chickens before they hatch, but yeah, that's what I want to do. Because that turned out to be a really good tenant that I had overlooked in the past. I tried it last time and it worked out very well. Cape Town recognizes our profit, and let's take a peek here. We are in the lead yet, and we have 16 turns. In 16 turns, we will be down to 24 rep, and then jump up. So we'll have them as an ally for like 2 seconds, which is nice because if somebody says along the way they want ivory, we will be a shoo-in. Okay, let us start heading towards currency. If nothing else, we do want to... Archery is considered an essential tech right now because it's on the way to currency, and the ability to spit out archers at will might very well come in handy. Alright, no need to come up on the hill because this gets us the same visibility. Okay, looks like he's in a spot, but that's okay. Come down here. Again, keep in mind it's very possible that once we get an embassy in here, we would have seen that tile anyways, but since we're heading in this direction, we can just pick it up like that. Okay, this is a river hill, and it's not desert, so let's go ahead and just put a farm on it. We do risk that being an iron hill or a coal hill, in which case later on we will have to redress that. But that is a later issue. That is not a now issue. Okay, so we want this warrior to end up in a position that's useful. This is a tile of darkness. That's not good. We don't have to worry about this tile right now because he can see it and he's healing up. He'll be healing up for a while. So I say let's come here and then we'll sit tight like that. Now this gets us more general visibility. We can keep bouncing back and forth or whatever. We'll figure that out either way. So, yeah. Okay. Moving along. I saw somebody who searches for science. We might not actually be in competition for that, unfortunately. Zurich longs for culture. As far as we know right now, we're doing okay with that. Actually, you know what? We can find out. Yeah, because if this one says we're in the lead, but this one says we're not, then the Iroquois finishing the Great Library would be the deciding factor, I would think. Anyways, targets nearby encampment. Searches for science. Okay, so we will get that eventually. And also keep in mind there is a camp up here. It's almost certainly this tile just because of the way it looks. This is the edge of the world. So there will come a point where they ask us to clear it for them. Or, you know, whatever. We're set up enough we can go do that. So I don't want to lose sight on that. Targets nearby encampment. Probably this one down here. That's not for us just yet. Okie dokie. Let's see what's going on here. He's getting hurt. By what? Oh, dodged a bullet there. Knowing this mountain range was here and we weren't able to finish this, it might have been worthwhile to try to figure out what's behind it. But realistically, we want to keep our scouting a little bit closer. We did find a city-state, but yeah, it's entirely possible there's a whole rest of a nation back here. But yeah, this works out. We don't get shot, so kudos. Alright, let us send this to Guangzhou. That will get them off the ground finally. And... oh! Okay. Well, unfortunately, we only have the one unit in the area, so we can't stop him. But that... okay. It's a good thing I read that. I don't know what we can do about this, though. We can't respond quickly enough. We don't have the gold to, like, buy a settler or nothing. Which, no regrets. Again, I say that if we just have these 3 cities, we could make do. And even if he was to settle, like, right there, we could still squeeze something in here to pick up the sugar and stuff. Alright, so we meet Rome. He's not ready for embassies either. What do we know about his policies? He's liberty, so still no tradition takers. Unfortunately, like I was saying before, I don't see that as being particularly useful simply because we gotta get some military out there. We're getting the land down. Like if we do settle down here, that land will free up a lot of visibility, a blank spot, you know, so that will help. But we just got a lot of open land. We're spread out. We're surrounded by AIs. We can't just skate by with a few warriors indefinitely. So we might have to focus on spitting some archers out instead of hanging gardens. But we get Petra, we get a third city that can feed the capital. It should all be good. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, please, because there's a lot going on here. But we seem to be doing all right. We did that short-term sacrifice, long-term game. Seems like we are starting to overcome that. Once this paper maker's up at 6 pop, that should be quite helpful at bumping that up another 25%. So excellent. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.